2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Παρακαλώ να καθίσετε στις θέσεις σας. Ευχαριστώ. Please come along and take your seat. Thank you. Καλημέρα σας, κυρίες και κύριοι. Σας καλωσορίζω στη Σπάρτη, στο Διοικητήριο του Λακωνίας, όπου σήμερα θα κάνουμε την εκδήλωση κεφαλοποίησης του έργου GreenBuilding. Θα ξεκινήσουμε καταρχάς ένα κεντρικό από την Περιφερειακή. Να σημειώσω ότι παρευρίσκονται και εκλεγμένοι και υποψήφοι, οι οποίοι δεν μπορούν να δώσουν τον ελεγχισμό, μας τιμούν με την παρουσία τους. Κύριε Περιφερειακό, a greeting from the governor, Mr. Panagiotis.
Καλή σας μέρα και καλή επιτυχία εύχομαι στην τελική συνδιάσκεψη για το συγκεκριμένο πρόγραμμα, το GreenBuilding.
Good morning and welcome to this event of the final event of the capitalization of the project of GreenBuilding.
Αυτό είναι μια πολύ σας χαιρετίζω όλους και προφανώς και τους φίλους μας από χώρες της Ευρωπαϊκής Ένωσης και της Μεσογείου.
I salute to you all and especially our friends from the countries of the European Union and the Mediterranean area.
Είναι περιττό να πω ότι με τις χώρες της Μεσογείου είναι κοινή η ιστορία μας και κοινή η μοίρα μας και η πορεία μας.
It's very common to say that our history with countries from the Mediterranean area is to have a common history and culture.
Σήμερα είναι μια σημαντική ημέρα και ευχαριστώ τα μέσα μαζικής ενημέρωσης για την παρουσία του. Ώστε η σημαντικότητα της ημέρας να διαδοθεί, διότι μέσα στο χαλασμό των προεκλογικών, όπου λέγονται πράγματα τα οποία δεν γίνονται και οι υπερβολές πλεονάζουν, αυτό το σημαντικό γεγονός πρέπει να μαθευτεί και εκτός από τα μέσα μαζικής ενημέρωσης και πρέπει να το προβάλλουμε και όλοι.
I express my gratitude to the media for their presence and the coverage of the subject, despite the time of this year when we have a pre-election period. But it's very important that we have to cover and let people know what's going on.
Πριν από κάποιες μέρες, η περιφέρειά μας τιμήθηκε στο Ζάπιο Μέγαρο με υπογραφή της Διοικήτριας της Αρχής Διαφάνειας με 9 βραβεία, ένα από τα οποία ήταν οι προσπάθειες που κάνουμε στον χώρο της ενέργειας.
A few days ago, in Zapio Megaron, our region got 9 prizes from the National Authority of Transparency, and we cover 9 prizes.
Και οι ενέργειες αυτές είναι οι εξής. Πρώτον,
First of all,
εγκαθίσταται στον ιστιμό της Κορίνθου, σε ένα στρατηγικό σημείο, σταθμός υδρογόνου. Είναι η μόνη περιφέρεια στην Ελλάδα, από την Ελλάδα που έχει χρηματοδότηση από την Ευρωπαϊκή Ένωση, σε συνεργασία με τη Motor Oil, το Πανεπιστήμιο Πατρών, το Δημόκριτο. Είναι ένα πρόγραμμα το οποίο έχει ήδη ξεκινήσει και είναι ένα πολύ καλό νέο, γιατί ξέρετε ότι η χρήση υδρογόνου, το υδρογόνο στην ενέργεια, είναι το καύσιμο του μέλλοντος.
nowadays, our region is with cooperation with the University of Atlas, and we are going to cooperate together for the production of one plant which is producing hydrogen. That is in Isthmus of Corinth, and in a very near time, we're going to produce this valuable energy product, which is the future of energy consumption.
Το δεύτερο είναι ότι έχουμε μπει σε ένα με ευρωπαϊκό πρόγραμμα, αλλά και με δικά μας χρήματα. Αγοράσαμε 12 ηλεκτροκίνητα οχήματα μαζί με σταθμούς μεταφόρτωσης, τα οποία κινούνται σε όλη την έκταση της περιφέρειας και μας έχουν σώσει, διότι υπάρχει όριο στα καύσιμα, με αποτέλεσμα να μπορούμε να κάνουμε τη δουλειά μας με τον καλύτερο δυνατό τρόπο.
Second prize has to do with electromobility. As a matter of fact, the region of Peloponnese has bought and used 12 electric cars in the 5 prefectures, and at the same time, we have installed around 27 stations, charging stations.
Το τρίτο είναι ότι σε συνεργασία με την ΔΔΕ, τον Εθνικό Οργανισμό για την Ηλεκτρική Ενέργεια, τη διανομή της, τοποθετούμε σε όλο το εθνικό και το επαρχιακό των οχημάτων.
The third price regarding again the mobility has to do with the cooperation of the region of Peloponnese with the national power supply, PPA. It's we're in a dealing situation of establishing and using charging stations all over our region.
Και το τελευταίο, το πρώτο τελευταίο, είναι ότι σε όλη την περιφέρεια έχουν αλλάξει όλοι οι λαπτήρες με σύγχρονους λαπτήρες LED, με αποτέλεσμα να επιτυχάνουμε εξοικονόμηση ενέργειας της τάξης του πάνω από το 70%.
In all our region, in all our national roads, we have replaced the electric conventional bulbs with LED. That has led us to save a lot of money and the bills have been reduced by 70%.
Λοιπόν, και τώρα θα μιλήσω, θα πω δύο κουβέντες για αυτή τη μεγάλη προσπάθεια, η οποία έγινε στο Διοικητήριο της Λακωνίας, ένα μοντέρνο κτίριο, το οποίο λειτουργεί ήδη πάνω από 10 χρόνια. Είναι πράγματι από κάθε άποψη ένα κτίριο σύγχρονο, όχι όμως ενεργειακά σύγχρονο. Και θέλω στο σημείο αυτό να ευχαριστήσω την Ευρωπαϊκή Ένωση για τη χρηματοδότηση την οποία παρέσχε της τάξης των 300.000 ευρώ για να γίνει πραγματικότητα ο πλήρης εξυγχρονισμός, ο ενεργειακός εξυγχρονισμός αυτού του υπέροχου κτηρίου.
I'm going to cover our today's issue. I'm going to talk about this building of the production of Laconia. This is in use for more than 10 to 12 years. And I would like to express my gratitude to the European Union for financing this project by giving us the money, which is about 300,000.
Και μπορεί η Ευρωπαϊκή Ένωση να δίνει εδώ 300.000 ευρώ, όμως το ελληνικό δημόσιο και η περιφέρεια έχουν διαθέσει για το Διοικητήριο της Καλαμάτας ένα κτίριο εκατομμυρίων ευρώ για τον πλήρη εξυγχρονισμό του και τον ενεργειακό. Και υπάρχει σχεδιασμός για όλα τα κτίρια της περιφέρειας.
I would like also to refer to the refurbishment of the building of the Perfection of Abyssinia in Kalamata, which is quite large building like this one. It's about 10,000 square meters. For this, the Greek government has financed the refurbishment of this building, and it's in progress in the procedure of developing this development.
Λοιπόν, αυτή η εκδήλωση πρέπει να λειτουργήσει και παραδειγματικά και αυτή η δράση. Όλα τα δημόσια κτίρια σε όλες τις χώρες πρέπει να γίνουν ενεργειακά αυτόνομα, να επιτύχουμε εξοικονόμηση ενέργειας και προφανώς και όλα τα ιδιωτικά κτίρια. Είναι πολύ σημαντικό αυτό, διότι συνδέεται με την κλιματική αλλαγή, με τα προβλήματα τα οποία έχουμε, τα οποία μας δίνουν ανομβρία, μας δίνουν πλημμύρες, μας δίνουν γενικότερα αλλαγή του κλίματος και ένταση των φυσικών φαινομένων. Πρέπει να κάνουμε κάθε προσπάθεια προς αυτή την κατεύθυνση. Η Ευρωπαϊκή Ένωση δίνει το κίνητρο, αλλά εμείς είτε ως Δήμοι, είτε ως περιφέρειες, είτε ως κράτη πρέπει να τρέξουμε. Και κλείνοντας θέλω να σας πω ότι όσον αφορά τη χρήση λιγνίτη, εδώ έχουμε ένα πολύ μεγάλο πεδίο στη Μεγαλόπολη. Εμείς ως περιφέρεια είμαστε απέναντι στο λιγνίτη. Πρέπει να τελειώσουμε με τα ορυκτά καύσιμα και να πάμε στις νέες πηγές ενέργειας, υδρογόνο, φωτοβολταϊκά, άνεμος, εν πάση περιπτώσει, ό,τι μπορεί να μας δώσει φύση για να σώσουμε τον πλανήτη.
Well, this is an example of what they do for all the other public buildings. They should do the same thing, i.e. producing installation for renewable energy plants. And also, it is going to be an example for all the private companies and citizens. They're going to do the same. We're obliged to follow this route due to the climate change and the need of the planet in order to survive. As you all know, we can use all kinds of renewable energy like wind, sun, etc. So we can change our climate.
Λοιπόν, σας ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ. Εύχομαι να έχετε καλή επιτυχία. Θέλω να με συγχωρέσετε, διότι είναι μεγάλη η περιφέρειά μας και έχουμε προβλήματα, ιδιαίτερα με το νέο φαινόμενο του καταιγίδα του Ελία. Έχουμε σοβαρά προβλήματα, ιδιαίτερα στη Βόρεια Πελοπόννησο. Δεν θα μπορέσω να παρακολουθήσω τις εργασίες. Θα είμαι όμως πνευματικά μαζί σας και θα διαβάσω τα σχετικά συμπεράσματα. Καλή φίλη από το εξωτερικό, καλώς ήρθατε. Να ξέρετε, είναι κοινή η μοίρα των ανθρώπων σε όλο τον κόσμο και προφανώς είναι κοινή μοίρα και των ανθρώπων και των κρατών στη Μεσόγειο. Καλά αποτελέσματα και στη διάσκεψή σας και συγχαρητήρια για αυτό το έργο. Εύχομαι και εσάς.
We have to excuse that because our region is quite large and quite widespread. Especially this week, we have extreme weather conditions, and this makes me really obliged to follow and visit all the our region place. Thank you all for coming, and I wish you good success. Good project. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay. Good morning, everyone. I am Marina Kuta. I'm from the University of Patras. I'm a project manager in the university for the last 6 years, approximately. I help the region of Lacωνίας also in the managing the activities of this project. I will make the first presentation regarding the general objectives of this project. And then later on in the next session, we will offer, let's say, somehow a training to the users and tips on how to use their building. So GreenBuilding is the acronym of the project entitled Minimizing Energy Consumption for Green Buildings, Respecting Present Uses and Public Needs. Let's take a look at the main information about the project. The project is co-financed by the European Union under the European Neighbourhood Instrument ENI through the ENI CBC Med program 2014-2020 in the framework of the Call for Standard project. And the priority of the project is support cost-effective and innovative energy rehabilitation relevant to building types and climatic zones with a focus on public buildings. The project started in August 2019, aims at reducing energy consumption and adverse environmental impact by using renewable energy sources and energy efficiency measures in public buildings. These renewable energies represent a natural competitive advantage for Med areas. Okay, sorry. Oh, sorry. We cannot see the presentation. Okay. So regarding the partnership, we would like to have the majority of the partners here in Lacωνία and Spárti. The GreenBuilding Consortium is composed of 7 partners from 2 EU Mediterranean countries, Greece and Spain, and 3 Mediterranean partner countries, Lebanon, Tunisia, and Jordan. More specifically, the lead beneficiary is the region of Peloponnese. Then we as partners, the University of Patras, the University of Big Central of Catalonia in Spain, Muktara Municipality from Lebanon, Management Company of Technopole of Borg Centria from Tunisia, Jordan University of Science and Technology in Jordan, and Greater Irbid Municipality in Jordan. So the general objective of green building is to contribute to environmental protection by effectively reducing energy consumption in public buildings while respecting present uses and public needs. First of all, the specific objective 1 is to provide innovative building energy refurbishment plans and measures to increase capacity of public buildings and respond to negative environmental impacts of high energy consumption. Secondly, it's to plan and support cost-effective energy refurbishment of buildings across climatic zones, Greece, Tunisia, and Jordan, using renewable energy and energy efficiency measures. And third, to enhance and promote an ecological use of public buildings, abiding by the traditional use and social role in the community. So the project plans and supports the energy refurbishments in 3 public buildings in Tunisia, Jordan, and Greece, promotes ecological public building use, identifies cost-effective energy refurbishment approaches, provides innovative building energy refurbishment plans and measures, enhances knowledge, experience exchange between involved bodies, and finally plans implement sustainable energy policies. A few words about the 3 buildings, because later on the responsible partners will go in detail about these buildings. So these are the areas where the public buildings which are refurbished thanks to green building project are found. So next. As you will see later on, we have the energy refurbishment in this building in the regional unit of Laconia, in the Greater Irbid Municipality from our Jordanian partner, Greater Irbid Municipality. And finally, we have the energy refurbishment in the Institute Mohammed Kassab of Orthopedics, which is the responsible partner, is the Tunisian partner, Institute Management of Technopole of Centria. Okay, I cannot remember exactly the name, sorry. So you will see in further details the characteristics of the buildings. I will not go through detail. There are some pictures here we can see. Some pictures of the refurbishment actions of this building, the regional unit of Laconia. We can see the photovoltaics, the LED lamps that were established in the building. And finally, you can see that we will monitor the energy consumption of the building, also the energy production of the building due to the photovoltaic. And we have the pilot in Jordan. Some old energy data, but Riham later on will show you in detail the energy data of the building. And the building in Tunisia, which is a hospital building. So what is different in green building? The difference in green building is that we engage building users in all the renovation stages of the energy refurbishments that we are making. First of all, one of the activities that were included in the study for the energy refurbishment of these buildings were the identification of the building user needs, where in total we collected 609 respondents for the survey that we made in the pilot buildings. So we collected their energy habits in order to be prepared for later on the post-renovation training of the building users. So here is one of the graphs that I collected from our Tunisian partner. which is the bad habits recorded during the survey. So we can see that the most, let's say, common bad habit of these users is that they left the lights open while they are going out of the building. In fact, 83% of them adopted that bad habit. So what to include? Finally, we recorded some tips on what to include in the energy refurbishment. And first of all, our motto is to train the users and the public and increase the building consciences. So based on some Greek national surveys, the actual energy consumption of residential buildings is directly related to occupants' behavior and to construction and financial parameters. Greek office buildings have high average annual total energy consumption, leading to lower energy efficiency. So secondly, we have to use KPIs, key performance indicators, for optimizing energy performance. We have the typical KPIs, which are the CO2 emissions, measured to monitor indoor air quality. We can have some, let's say, innovative or not really common KPIs, like the Comfort Express, which expresses the comfort feeling of people inside the building concerning their thermal comfort, or by observing occupant activities, e.g. changing clothing, etc. Some other KPIs may be the green factor, which is a fraction of energy used from renewable energy sources divided to the total energy consumption, etc. Then we have the energy behavior, which is the records from the building users that I mentioned previously in the stage of identification of the requirement of the building users. Of course, then we have to define the energy upgrade scenarios, which is not based only to the energy audit of the building, but also to the budget that we have in order to do the energy refurbishment. And finally, it is of high importance to monitor the energy consumption and production of the building, but later on in my second presentation, I will go in further detail with this. So thank you. This is our first photo in 2019 in the kickoff meeting. So today we will have our last photo 4 years later. Thank you. And I would like to welcome to the podium Mrs. Alexandra Karamouza from the University of Western Macedonia, and Mr. Dimitrios Timoniaris, Associate Professor in the University of Western Macedonia, for the next presentation.
Good morning. I want to thank all of you. I want to thank for the invitation. I want to thank Mr. Stefanidis, the professor that brings us all together here. I want to thank him for his fresh ideas, always fresh ideas, and in other projects. I want to thank Mrs. Marina Akuta and Irini Kapouska for their contribution in this project. Mr. Fifas from the region of Peloponnese. I want to mention the names. Your unique is the soul and the heart of this project. Mrs. Sotira and Mr. Florakos from this building. And I want to thank the colleagues from Tunisia, Jordan, and Lebanos, because
the technical department of Lacωνία is involved in the video installation. Prior to that, this is a job which is not very often, so sometimes speak. In general, I would like to thank the technical department of the idea of last year, and they have been working on this project very hard.
I was talking about our colleagues from your countries, but many times we're working in Europe. We don't know something about the general the world, and especially in Mediterranean. And your ideas were very useful for this lake, this common lake for our countries. From the beginning of this project and on, many steps have been done in this energy savings for the saving of the planet. And here in our country, because we have 4 years now from the beginning, there have been done many steps in public buildings, in buildings generally, and especially in public buildings in Greece. Our presentation will be about general data in this sector, in the energy savings, especially in Greece, and especially in public buildings. The stage is to my colleague, I give to my colleague Alexandra for our presentation from the University of Western Macedonia. Western Macedonia is in the northern part of Greece, and we are cooperate with the southern part of Greece. We are together in this project, and we were very happy for this.
Good morning. I'm very happy to be here with you today. I will talk to you about the path towards energy efficient buildings. These buildings where we live, work, and play are major players in the world's energy scene, influencing our carbon footprint and the health of our planet. Yet they also present an opportunity, a chance, to redefine our relationship with the environment. As we are hanging on the edge of an environmental crisis, the role of our homes and buildings and structures in shaping a sustainable future has never been more vital. Imagine a home that not only shelters and comforts, but also works diligently to minimize its energy use. Picture an office that is more than just a place of work, but a testament to the power of innovation and technology in promoting sustainability. In this journey, we hope to step into a world where structures do more than stand tall. Thoughtful design, cutting-edge materials, and smart technology are shaping a new generation of buildings in general. The concept of energy-efficient buildings. I know that you are all familiar with this concept, but we can say a few words. They are buildings that are constructed and designed to reduce energy consumption, improve comfort, and minimize environmental impact. These buildings use less energy to perform the same function as a conventional building, resulting in lower energy costs and reduced greenhouse emissions. Their key features: high-quality insulation, windows, efficient heating and cooling systems, use of appliances and lighting, designed to take advantage of natural light and ventilation, further reducing the need for artificial lighting and air conditioning. Also, scientists and engineers nowadays are developing new and innovative materials. These materials not only reduce energy consumption, but also improve comfort and durability. For example, phase change materials, which absorb and or release heat as they change state. Building management systems
Smart technologies and automations which allow for more precise control over building systems, resulting in greater energy efficiency and comfort. And of course, integration of renewable energy sources in these buildings. Solar power is the most common use of renewable source that is used in energy efficient buildings. With solar panels integrated into the building's design. How we get there? We need policy measures, we need to increase people's awareness, and of course we need to build supply chains to cultivate relationships and in every, I think in every town of our country, the European Union. EU goals, facts and figures. Buildings are responsible for 40% of EU energy consumption, 36% of the energy-related greenhouse gas emissions. Buildings are the single largest energy consumer in Europe. 35% of the European Union's buildings are over 50 years old, and almost 75% of the building stock is energy inefficient. Only about 1% of the building stock is renovated each year, and there are goals to increase the rate of renovation by the European Union. About the Greek building stock analysis, what we use to monitor the energy efficiency and the kilowatt hours per meter is the energy audits that are being posted for many occasions for the buildings we use. After statistical analysis of the energy audits during the period 2011-2018, 66% of residential buildings are classified in energy classes E to H, which are energy inefficient, of course. The largest percentage of energy is consumed to cover the needs for heating, and oil contributes to 54% to the energy balance of residential buildings, while electricity contributes 31% respectively. For the buildings of the tertiary sector, 59% are classified in energy classes C to D, while the largest percentage is consumed to cover the needs for cooling. Oil contributes 20% to the energy balance of the tertiary sector, while electricity contributes 77% respectively. For the public buildings, 50% are classified in energy classes C and D, while the largest percentage of energy is consumed to cover the needs for heating and lighting. Oil contributes 20%, electricity 77% to the energy balance. What about the new and the deep renovated buildings? The new and deep renovated buildings here in Greece are constructed according to the KENAK, and they need to meet certain energy efficient factors. So these buildings are classified in categories A and B, with clearly reduced total annual energy consumption. The impressive fact is that solar energy contributes a significant 67% to the energy balance, while in the corresponding tertiary sector, electricity contributes 90%, solar energy nearly 20% to the energy balance. Of course, the EU has a legal framework in place governing climate and energy targets. Every member state was required to submitted the national energy climate plans for 2021-2030. And of course, the EU committed to spending at least 20% of its budget on climate action. for the 2021-2027 EU budget, this figure has increased to 30%, about 27 billion euros per year. There are, of course, many challenges, technical challenges. Public building owners or users often lack the technical background and expertise to understand the energy efficiency methods and technologies for reducing energy. There are budget challenges. Public entities often encounter difficulties in raising finance for investments. And there are legal and institutional challenges, staff concerns regarding the working conditions, a lack of expertise or awareness on the part of building energy managers, insufficient incentives to promote energy savings, and conditions not conducive to investment in energy efficiency measures when operating budgets are lower than this year. I'm here showing you pictures from energy efficient buildings from around the world. It was really difficult for me to find data for the public buildings in Greece, rigid data. So we decided to present you the University of Western Macedonia and our tries there to make it zero energy. A year ago, we moved to our new buildings in Kozani. They are brand new, and of course, they are not zero energy, but they are constructed with Kenak. So we can see the difference between our new building and the old ones. The University of Western Macedonia has done many tries to become zero energy. We have projects, the energy refurbishment of the building at Pila. The project is financed by the Prefecture of Western Macedonia, 1.5 million euros project. Total area of the building 50,000 square meters. The building after the innovations will be in the category B+. Of course, we have another and the energy upgrade of the administrative and the services buildings. Approved project financed by the Ministry of Economy and Development. It's the title of the project there. The project budget is 3.5 million euros. The buildings will be on the category A after the refurbishment. And of course, we have the energy upgrade of the university buildings at Grevena and Kastoria. This project is financed from the Prefecture of Western Macedonia. The project budget is 2 million euros. And we are in the process of the tender, I think, right now. Meet our extended team. Thank you.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
You mentioned some numbers, the European budget, the upcoming 30% of the previous.
On the previous period, the budget was 20% of the EU budget, and they decided to increase it to 30% of the local EU budget.
When you mentioned figures, are you talking about financing all the different countries?
Yes.
Do we have a number, an actual number?
No, I don't think that there is one right now.
Thank you.
Yes.
Very much, Alexandra. your example is encouraging for our university and the initiative that you made to start working, the people of the university start working in order to make their building zero energy. And you said zero energy and not nearly zero energy. So this is even more optimistic. So good initiative. I hope our university adopts these actions and initiatives later on. So let us welcome to the podium Riham Jamal from the Greater Municipality. We'll just skip the presentation of Professor Stefanidis, who will come later on to present it.
Before we start, I would like to mention also that this building nowadays, after this upgrade, is going to achieve also B+ category, depending on the study. Is that right, Mr. Leonidas? It's going to be B+ category. Okay. Okay, let's carry on.
Good morning, everybody. Really, I am happy to be among you today. Now I am going to present a Greater Urban Municipality project as a green building or towards a green building. First of all, I would like to give you an overview about the Greater Urban Municipality building, which was established in 1992, and it is located in the center of the old city. It means in the downtown. The municipality building consists of 7 floors, including parking, and the total area is around 13,520 square meters. Number of employees in this building is 813 persons, and the rate of visitors about 380 persons daily, often crowded during working hours, which are about 36 hours weekly, at least, because sometimes we have extra time, reach to another 2 hours daily. Now here are some photos before the refreshment actions, which show what is the building consists of. Now I am going to mention some actions that have been took place for the energy refreshment 3 pilot actions. The first one was the work package 3.4, which was about to study for the energy refreshment of the building in Jordan. It set all the necessary actions that are required before the energy refreshment of the building by collaboration with the consultant company who prepare the energy audit report. For the work package 3.5, it was about evaluation reports. Evaluation reports have been prepared for previous actions carried out for the 3 pilot energy refreshment of the building. The result was energy management opportunity system would achieve monetary saving of 56,254 JD per year, representing about 31.3% of the total budget annual bills, which include electricity, fuel, and water. The estimated required investment of this amount will be recovered in 2.4 years. Of course, this was before the action has took place. It was about the energy audit report. Now I am going to mention what was our action. Summary of the refreshment action. First of all, we replaced the old air conditioning units into new inverter ones. The second action was installing new high efficiency LED units. And here are some photos for the action when it was implemented. The third action was installing solar heaters. The fourth one was installing sensors. The fifth one, installing air blocks for the entrances, as you can see in these pictures or these images. The sixth action was installing shades. The seventh one, installing solar panels. First, regarding the windows, the municipality make a comprehensive maintenance for the windows by its employees to prevent losing or in order to save more energy inside the building. Now, there are another two actions within coming few days, maybe reach to 40 days only. The first one was energy audit after refurbishment action, because we need a real numbers regarding the action or the saving after refurbishment action, and to compare what was before and what happened after, and to find out what is the efficiency of this project at all. The second was will be energy management system. Now, I am going to give you some figures related to this action before the refurbishment and after refurbishment. But this table shows numbers without PV panel system before installing the PV panel system. Now, in regard to lighting, the saving will be 54.2%, and the cost is near, you can see in this table, but I am going to mention only the saving in consumption by person. The server room, the saving will be 29.9, air condition cooling 58.1%, and air condition for heating 56.8. Here it's worth to mention something, that the municipality had taken a decision that there was a chillers and pipes for heating, for central heating. But when we calculate or the estimated cost for maintenance and for keeping changing some pipes, it was somehow cost. So we take the decision that we are going to stop working by chillers or the pipe for heating, and to install more air conditioning using for heating. Offices, equipment, and cafeteria. The saving is around 20.8%. Elevators, 18.3%. Here also, I am going to talk about a contribution from Greater Elbit municipality, which was really a high contribution, reached for more than 120,000 JD. We changed 3 elevators from original one to LED one, and that was out of the budget of this project. The saving was 18.3. Electric water heaters, 20.4%, and water pumps, 32.9%, others, 70.7%. Here, a chart that shows the load percentage. First, I forget to mention that the baseline for this project was 2019, and the numbers that I take for finding out what is the to compare before and after is 2022. And here is, as you show in this chart, the lighting coming down or breakdown. Now, after yes, here is the saving for electricity, fuel, and water, because when we make the energy audit report from the beginning, we took in consideration the electricity consumption, the fuel consumption, and water consumption. For the electricity, the saving is around 48%, and for the fuel, 31.8%, because we delete at all the chillers to work within the fuels. And for water, there is no data for that, because the consumption is similar in 2019 to 2022. Now, in regard to environment consequence, I am going to show the improved performance, energy efficiency for every system, and what is the scenarios and the consumption saving, and the total CO2 emission. Because the CO2 emission will be there a factor which equal to 1.1 for the consumption of the energy. For the lighting system, the two scenarios that we adapted is replacing the existing lighting to LED one and using occupancy and motion sensors. For the solar water heating system, the scenario was decrease the electrical heaters consumption. For inverter split units, replacing the existing one with with inverters one and control the operation of some split unit by occupancy sensors. For optimizing its temperature, which is really, we found it was really very effective or very efficient, is optimizing AC temperature between 22 to 24 in summer and winter. And the second one, optimizing server room point from 18 degrees centigrade to 21 degrees centigrade, and for the electrical consumption. Regarding to elevator rooms, it was one action or one scenario from 18 to 21 to reduce AC electrical consumption. Cooling system, there were two scenarios to decrease electrical consumption in cold days for server room and to decrease electrical consumption in cold days for elevator room. Install airlock for entrances to prevent losing to keep the temperature inside the building without losing it, in order to keep it as a warm or as the normal temperature inside. Now, in regard to install overhang municipality windows, that's what we have done. Installing the outdoor hot water pipes and boilers, burning and adding to sub-meters, some members, and the total was 284,000 kilowatts and 231 kilowatts. Now I am going, here is the table shows some data after installing the PV panels, which will show the more percentage than what we did from the efficiency measurements. We took July and August because we finalized installing PV panels in June. So the first bill for electricity was in July and the second was in August 2023. But in September, our meeting was to be next 3 or 5 days. There will be another data for September. So now I am going to mention the consumption in July for 2019, which was 65, and in August 61. And now after calculating the saving, we find that there is a saving reached to 50% of these 2 months. So installing PV system is expected to save approximately 68% of established years. Now, the conclusion. In energy management opportunity in electrical system were studied intensively, and the conducted measurements, calculation, and analysis of these systems find 13 energy management opportunity in electrical system, which save 50.3% of the total electricity bill. Energy management opportunity in fuel system, there was only 2 energy management opportunity in fuel system, as I mentioned before, and these 2 scenarios will save around 22.5% of the total bill of fuel from the baseline year. Implementing all electrical and fuel system energy management opportunity will achieve saving of 78,742 JD per year for electrical systems, representing 50.3% of the building annual electricity and 310 JD per year for fuel system, which represents 22.5% from the annual fuel bills. They represent 46.2% for the total building annual energy bill. The estimated required investment of 251,780 JD were recovered in 3.1 years. That before installing the PV panels. But after the PV panels, the recovery will be after 2.1 years. So I think this is really a successful trial project. And I think now, as I mentioned, there will be another energy audit study, which will be next few days, will start next few days. And within 1 month, all the calculation, all the data will be real data and calculated after installing some device for all the devices in the building or the systems in the building. And we will find out really what is the real percentage of saving. Thank you for your listening. Thank you. If anyone needs any question, I am here. Yes, please. Yes. One question. Last one. Come on, give it. Again, your question, please. Most of them, yes, because if you can see that maybe by chance. No, I think there is some thing wrong, but you will find the saving in consumption. Forget the saving in cost, because sometimes when we are talking about cost, we are talking about kilocalories for tariff. I think for that reason, but the actual number is saving consumption. Here are the price. But in regard to the save on cost, I think the salary. I don't know if Engineer Khalid can explain that. I may speak with. Maybe when they make copy paste, there is something, but the real number, saving in consumption percentage, is the real one.
But for my data, the total bill of the energy consumption is given at the total number. So they will take the share of the energy consumption in order to make parameters calculation, and they consider that value or the certain group have the same amount of money. Otherwise, you have to take this picture and then calculate the number of people share. So it's different ways of calculating. For my understanding, I don't know if
sometimes you will find in regards to the saving in cost, because when you are talking about the cost, you are talking from the whole number. So even if it's, for example, you are talking about AC, only you will find a high percentage. But when you are talking about a cost, it will be made with compared with all the total bill, you will find it somehow not feel the same percentage. That's it. Thank you.
thank you very much for your presence and your colleagues from the Greater Sport that I can pronounce the names in order for you. So let us move on with the presentation of Marie from the management company of Serbia. It will say to us about the value experience in the media.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. I am Marin Shekhar from management company of Technopark Bulgaria from Tunisia. I present today the TP4, is management company. So our building, like Madina said today, is the Kasab Orthopedic Institute of Mohammed Khattab. Our institute is a health establishment, was built in 1971. It's an old building and renovated in 1992. This health establishment has 278 beds, and it's about 110 hectares, including more than 40,000 square meters built. As the other pilots, we have launched, we have initiated our project by energy audit, which was launched in July 2020, and to get building certification of our building. And after that, we have realized an action plan. And the first action was launched in September 2021. Actually, in April 2023, we have realized the last action in our project. Actually, we have launched a tender to get an energy expert auditor to make the evaluation of the initial statute and the actual statute of our building. So the main results from our audit, like you show, is that about 80% of energy was from electrical energy, and the 21 is from natural gas. And the most important consumption was from lighting. The other one is from heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. We have also the thermal uses, about 60%. From our audit, we have found that if we invest about 650 dinar, we can get a saved energy of about 2,236 ton equivalent of petrol per year, and we can save 280,000 dinar per year. The principal actions that the auditor, or that the energy was resulted is to change the capacitor bank, to relamp all of our lamping with LEDs, to make some roof insulation, to get an energy management system, and some action for field instruments, and to make installation of PV system. So the audit estimate that when we realize some action, we can get energy gain. For relamping LED, the very important energy gain was from relamping LED of about 40%, and for the system to energy system is about 80%. So for isolation, thermic is about 5% of energy gain. Like we show here, there is some action that was implemented in our building. This is the change of capacitor bank with an investment of about 5,000 euro. Also, we have okay. Also, we have make the installation of 1,230 square meter of the roof with an investment of about 30,000 euro. Also, we have installed 2,400 LED tubes and spots in our company with an efficiency of 120 lumens per watt. We have installed also 7 gas submeters to be connected later with a management system to get information about the consumption in every point in our building. Also, we have installed 34 electrical submeters, which was connected to a platform dashboard to get information about consumption, electrical one and gas one, and to control our system. This information will be later connected to a tool which will be developed by our partner. Also, we have realized some field activity, which was solar heater, repair and replace a water softener, and other action about boiler maintenance. So, as we are the partner number 4 in this project, we are the coordinate of the work package for networking. We are developing in this work package 3 guides about the best practice in the Mediterranean country, about the procedure of the energy management refurbishment. And actually, we are prepared with our partner near zero guides, which will be maybe in this month will be ready. So, like an initiative from our company also, we have launched a cluster, international green building cluster, which will make synergy with all of stakeholders in our country in the field of green building. The main objective of this cluster is establishing a professional networking that units diverse expertise within the field of promoting green and sustainable construction to simulate market growth. The second one is promote synergy among cluster members to establish unified and influential front when engaged with public authorities, enhance collaboration with diverse public organizations that endorse the green building cluster. So the main activity of our cluster is to identify the sector concerned by the green building, also the potential actors in this sector. We can define we will define the cluster's rule, composition, and activity. Also, we will arrange range of a nationwide informative workshop designed for diverse stakeholders within the sector encompassed by this cluster. Establish the cluster and official designation of representative of public and private organization. The last activity is conduct a cluster workshop to define activity and strategic priorities. So after several meetings with the cluster partner, we have identified some intervention channel for this cluster, like maximizing resource for eco-friendly construction, eco-design prioritizes passive measures to adapt building to local climate, improve building energy efficiency to meet performance level standard, incorporated renewable and innovating into building to promote green construction. So, like I said, the work we have launched our cluster on November 2022, and some meeting was realized with our stakeholders and our partners in this cluster. Coming soon, we will organize an event to launch officially our cluster. Will be on 24 October, the next month. You are invited all to be with us, and this is our logo and some promotional materials. For the same thing, we have realized some info days, and also we have already realized a training session for the user of our building to manipulate the dashboard with related to the submitted in the building. Thank you. If you have any question.
Thank you very much, Neil, for your presence here. Just we mentioned that the building that they are refurbished is a possible building, and we went through voting this for years, as we know. So it was really difficult to tackle this situation, challenge, and have access to the building in order to make the activities. So congratulations, your work is important for us, and also the cluster. It was initiated in the last year of the project. It's a great initiative for all of us, and we hope to take advantage of it in the future. Also to thank Zakaria Hamad and Mohammed Keri, CEO and Director of the management company of Central. Thank you, and let us move on to Professor Stefanidis from the University of Patras. A professor, he will make a presentation regarding sustainable energy access and climate action plans, SEAC CAPS. We added 1A in the original time in my area. So,
Or CCAP. Okay, just to remind, we all know the covenant of mayor, and the covenant is requested, and signatories have committed to prepare the sustainable energy and climate action plan. But since 2015, this is now a CCAP, not a second. So what is a CCAP? It's more advanced in a way than SECAP, in that it allows everything. And then we promise to set strategies, plans, and for the sustainable and low emission development, but also include adaptation actions so that we improve the
and affordably availability of energy in place-based impacts and very briefly that process goes through the well accepted steps. You initiate the process by preparing all the material, then you plan ahead to any assessment of what you might want to consider, implement, and finally, but also concurrently, to monitor, report. Okay. So coming now back to with this introduction, coming back to the project and a summary. That really it's a project that helps the authorities to address by adapting and mitigating so the impacts as we just discussed, and it relates to the energy efficiency and renewable energy improvements that we can make to buildings. Now, in this project, we went and capitalized first on 100 projects. So we selected, but there are many projects. So there was a filtering process by communicating these projects in advance. And having selected the projects that would be for efforts, then we capitalize on that. And we interact with the users in order to provide some mechanism that's uniform and based on what the previous project or the previous reference project found. We work on a community mechanism to assess the buildings capacity for the very briefly, this is the partnership. You can take a glance. France, Egypt, Greece, Italy, Jordan, Lebanon, Spain, and Tunisia. Okay, so we're going to talk just this need to support. So we're going to talk about the support mechanism. Then we're going to talk about the outcomes from those projects that we call reference projects. Then we're about the living lab design that helps us with and finally the result of the project. Okay, so here we have the area of the Mediterranean, and we have some countries in the North Shore and some countries in the South Shore. So initially, we engaged the municipalities in order to look at the outcomes and adopt the outcomes. Then, having done that, we support the municipalities to develop what we call an energy efficiency roadmap. So these two items are going to be done for the municipalities that are engaged, for 9, and the supported municipalities after again, let's say, filtering process with 4. This was done in 3 steps, 1 to 3. Let's go to the first step. In the first step, we define from the selected reference project, we define the outcomes and results that are most interesting. So having defined that, we go to the second step. And here, we integrate the CCAP and the action plans. It's a certain innovative mechanism that we use in order to support these activities to use the result of the project. And in the third and final step, we want to reduce the energy consumption, and therefore we want to build the capacity of these territories to do that. About capacity building, therefore,
which we do in order for the authority to be able to integrate the result of the reference project. Okay, we do this in two levels. One is we can do the capacity building in 9 cities, selected cities that we discussed. And then we perform a customized assessment that integrates these two in the and in the second level, we apply the results in 4 buildings in 9 selected cities of the southern shore. And here we have certain advanced demonstrators. We help the authorities build a customized roadmap and priority. Okay. At the table of don't think you can read it, so I'm reading. Going to read Municipality of Mar in Catalonia, Municipality of Aegialia in Greece, Municipality of Link, Akaba Special Economic Zone Authority in Northern, Municipality of Tete El Sur, Lebanon, Municipality of Saks in Spain, Municipality of Bizerte in Tunisia, and Alexandria Water Company in Egypt. There are a number of outcomes that we first discussed that have been selected, and these different authorities trained to use these outcomes. Remember, these are outcomes that are filtered from a larger number of outcomes from a larger number of projects. And so these are in a toolkit. There are different types of outcomes. An outcome can be a method, a tool, an e-learning package, a class. And there are different types of categories that are of interest that relate to how the users are involved, how the users are trained, how they can assess, how they can strategize, design, plan, and really this refers to different types of buildings as well. They could be educational, health, but all of these are in a toolkit. In fact, there is a reference here. We, of course, we compare the project like to enter in and project. So this documentation is public. It's available in the toolkit. It's just a specimen of what the page would look like. It really is more useful if you can enter into the toolkit and you can search and find something important for you. Okay, so if we go back to what we are doing in the project, we also work on Living Lab, and the Living Lab process was very essential because we're talking about a number of countries, and remember, we customize support. So we want to address really what really matters in each country, and it's not always the same. So therefore, we have to, in advance, train, let's say, train the trainers, so to speak. And following that, we want to make it possible for the people to participate in the Living Lab to really create and introduce their ideas so that the result is really something that is important to them. I mean, just a summary then of what we are doing. We have on top the reference projects. Obviously, there are several, so I'm just mentioning how it works. And then below the reference projects, for each project that we follow, we want to train the local experts. We want to train them in the set of tools, methods, whatever is available and has been selected already. So following this training, then we want to go to the 9 municipalities that talked about earlier, and we want to support the capacity building in those 9 municipalities. We want to work with the local experts in those municipalities. And finally, we go to the 4 municipalities that we want to really work with them and we work in close collaboration with them. Now, the last item I would like to mention is the platform. Again, you can enter into the platform. Here, the platform is an online platform. You can find everything that I just discussed today. And maybe you have some comments, maybe you have some feedback, anything that you could send us as feedback. It's really useful to the job, because although this is computer, it is a dynamic data, and it always is possible to learn from something new and rather adapt it and expand it. So thank you very much.
So thank you very much, Professor Stefanidis. So building upon Professor Stefanidis' presentation, just a few clarifications for the audience. Our umbrella is the ENI CBC Med program. The Green Building project, which capitalization event is today here, was funded in 2019, and later on, SICAP for SDG warned a fund from the same program in order to capitalize the results, and one of the capitalization reference projects is Green Building. So we're happy that we had this presentation in order for you all to understand the capitalization method of the program. So I propose to have a short break for coffee and then come back in 10 minutes to continue with the program. Okay? Thank you.
Application 2 allows access to the demand and supply of energy.